Hello, hello. Welcome to Matchday 4, I think, right, Aatrax?
Yes,
I can't
sir.
even keep track. It's Matchday 4. We've got a Chally matchup between LEC and Gas for you tonight. All 10 players in the server. Some of them aren't ready yet, so we figured, because you got me here, you got Aatrax here in the play-by-play seat, and we got LePookie on the sticks. We figured we might as well yap a little bit while these guys get ready in the server. How do you feel about that, Aatrax? You up for a
I
little?
yeah, I mean, look, this is Tuesday night Counter-Strike, right? We're early on in the week. Tuesday is to me always the longest day cuz like it's not Monday. I'm feeling good though. I'm ready for some Counter-Strike. I know at least a couple of these players, not all of them, but a couple of them. So excited to see how both teams do here tonight on Anubis, which both teams have played before and both teams have won earlier tonight even. So trying to continue that, go 2-0 for one of them here on Anubis.
Yeah, for sure. My doomsday clock is reset, but here comes Gas sprinting up mid as Secure finds the first land, trades it out immediately, and the charge through mid continues. Wet Doorknob picked off by Donkey Dork, and a second headshot. Nice on the doors there. Can't find a third, but now in a 1v3. What's getting pushed by Lamb, cleaned up immediately. And that was a fast pistol for LEC.
And a great hold for them as well. Donkey with 2, Lamb with 3. I mean, just chilling up in mid. All 5 of the Krypton Kings running through. I believe there were at least a few pieces of utility. I saw a couple of flashes go out, so seems like they had a plan, but unfortunately it just didn't work.
Yeah, I think more importantly, off the back of those two flashes, I think there were two HEs as well that really softened up Gas on the way in to make life hard. Gas opts for a force despite not getting the bomb plan, so not a ton of utilities. 5 flashes, 1 smoke. And it looks like the fast pace will continue. Nightmare sprinting through the Molly. T-Kai hears it, sets himself up, finds the first on Nightmare, traded out by Crowley-Poly, who finds an opportunistic headshot on the second as well, and that's an 8 bomb site for the Krypton Kings.
Bomb goes down, courtesy of the Tech 9. Love to see that. Is it Crowley Poly or Crawley Polly? Either way, Donkey with a flash, flashing themselves. Doesn't matter. JPC with a kill. A main. Will that be the only one? Crawley Polly with another. Going for the 4K, but not to be so. Donkey Dork down to 9 HP. Zakira on the other side is playing around this angle. Will get the kill. It was close though. 11 HP and Krypton Kings tie it up courtesy of that 3K. I mean, the Tech 9 just doing work there. That was absolutely wild.
Yeah, the Crowley's Tech 9 was on a heater, and that was a lot closer than it should have been back in heaven. But the force works out, and this fast pace from Gas, they're still pushing the pedal here, despite the pistol round failure, and it pays off huge.
Not letting up at all. And now we see Antlions on a save because of it. And they stack 4 towards A, 1 towards mid. And as I say that, they're actually just rushing out A. This is lots of information gathered. But Zakir and Wet Doorknob here with that Max 10. JPC trying to get some shots with the USP, not going to connect. Unfortunate for them. Will What cleaning up here. 2 kills in the round for them and gave me all alone with the snapping turtle with some armor. You'd love to get a gun here. Oh, unfortunately will not. And that's a clean anti-eco round for the Krypton Kings.
Yeah, nice and solid. So off to a strong start on T-side Anubis, despite not winning the pistol. You're looking at a probable third here, depending on how much LEC decides to invest. But again, Gas is playing with a lot of tempo. I'm curious to see if they'll slow it down towards the back end of the half, or if they're just going to keep this momentum going in all the way through. Anubis famously T-sided, despite not winning the pistol, in good position here to take control of the map.
And it's also good too. I mean, starting off really fast paced. They went fast mid, and then now I believe it was round 2 that they went fast A. And so if they continue up this like fast pace, now we see, like you mentioned, they do slow it down a little bit here, but if they have this tempo, then it forces the Antlions to do stuff like this. Obviously, it's an eco, so they're gamble stacking B. Will What creeping into the E box position. JPC most likely going to be the one to get this first contact here. And it looks like they are trying to execute onto the B site. The bomb will rotate through spawn. They're setting up here. Roly-poly with one. JPC swings out and sees one. That's secure with the kill. At least the first kill will with another. Now they're breaking the bomb site open. Of course, all these CTs are here, but it doesn't matter. They're just on pistols. It's looking like another clean anti-eco from the Krypton Kings. And even though they fall right into the gamble stack, it doesn't matter. The utility comes out and they clear the right angles.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see now if the fast pace will continue on an actual gun round. You see Wilwet got dropped the op there, and I think early on in the round. Let's see where he goes, because JPC's also got one himself. Let's see if they both meet in canals or if they end up meeting potentially in mid.
Have to keep our eyes on these ops. With his eye down the scope. JPC swinging, no utility to assist that, just a dry peek, but sees nothing. The T's not quite there yet. They throw some more utility out in the group here towards B. They have plenty of utility left after the initial throw out in this round, and we see the Antlions a little bit less so. They still have some. It's not like they don't have any, but
Yeah.
not nearly as much as the Krypton Kings.
So the answer to my question is Gas is slowed down significantly here. So Nightbear is going to tuck himself into the doors, and it looks like Gas is going to set up for an A split here. But this is a pretty strong defense. There's two players in mid. The op's not here, but there's three people towards this A side of the map. Let's see if they can get in front of the play here.
Ooh. Great kill by Donkey Dork onto Nightbear. And again, it's still quiet. 50 seconds left.
Yeah, but you have to be careful you don't give away a free pick here into Wilwet's op. You don't expect the op solo here by himself. And if he swings into Cam, he's got it. You know, he can take a lot of isolated fights here. Here's one to doors to Palace.
Cam guys should hear that. That's op confirmed. Missed shot, unfortunately. And the smoke goes up. That's a great smoke at 30 seconds to block off this mid aggression. But the A hit is still coming in slowly. Kea with a great hold, but Zakir with the kill through the smoke. That's 15 seconds left and an entry onto A. Now they should know, Antlions, that this is an A hit.
They're just going to save.
But no, yeah. I mean, smart considering the money, right?
I think, yeah, also considering the situation, I think when Wilwet misses that shot onto, I believe it was Donkey in mid, or whoever ended up being the player in Palace, that A split really fell apart as soon as the smoke in mid came off to cut it off, and you could see that Antlions could really just funnel a lot of the attention towards A main, cut that side of the map off, and it was just too claustrophobic for Gas to even make an attempt to get into the bomb site. That's a good round, gun round win for LEC to open up this half.
You're absolutely right. And you could argue a much needed one. You don't want to let the Krypton Kings run too far away with it. They could afford to save 3. JPC scoped up here in middle will get smoked off and throws a smoke of their own in kind. Wet Doorknob with action towards A here. That's a kill onto Takea and damage onto Lamb. But Donkey with a kill of their own onto Nightbear in mid to even up the score for now. 4-4 for these CTs and Ts left alive here in this round. And Wet Doorknob and Crawley, they're creeping through this E-box position. Only one person here, that's Gabe. Throws the Molotov out to ensure that they don't get much further, at least for now. A minute left on the clock.
Yeah, but this is a really smart adaptation from the Krypton Kings. They just saw 3 people towards the A half of the map. What do? Realizing nobody's can be inside E-box, it's all on Gate Me here to hold the fort.
Is possible. Oh, not anymore. Gave me 0-5 in this map so far. Trying to warm up a little bit here. JPC with an op shot to even it up. 2-2 now here left in this round. What a great nade by Zakir onto Lamb. Only JPC left and they know where he is. Drops the op and picks up the AK. will attempt this clutch. No kit, though. I believe there is one on the site. Oh, picks up a kit as I say that. That Molotov's good. Burns out Wet Doorknob. It's JPC versus Zakir, and Zakir wins it because JPC doesn't expect him there at that angle. And Krypton Kings, like you mentioned, with a great adjustment to secure a fourth.
Yeah. A lot of good util usage that round. I think there was, what, 2, maybe even 3 nade kills? 1 to burn and at least 1 confirmed HE. But it's now on LEC to adapt a little bit. This heavy set A or this heavy set mid just got really punished. You showed no presence in E-box. There's been no aggression outside B main. If Gas is going to take advantage of that, how do you adapt here on the next gun round?
And Starly, how many rounds would you say is quote unquote acceptable here on the CT side? Because I mean, CT side Anubis is rather difficult, at least in terms of the current map pool now, right? As I say that, gave me with a Deagle onto Zakir, but of course we've seen how well the ecos have worked out for Krypton Kings, or at least the anti-ecos, excuse me. Oh wait, JPC gets an ob.
And this is awkward fast for Gas because LEC knows they all have to be on A. Nightmare needs to find some space here. This player in mid needs to get caught now.
And JPC needs to land a shot, and certainly does. Do they expect the player on pillar? No. That's Wet Doorknob to eliminate the op. Lamb with this AK here in mid. Will they catch off Nightmare, who throws a flash and readjusts onto Gabe Me? Now Lamb. The bomb ticks down. Less than half on the bomb. Lamb gets one. There's the second on Cake. They know where he is, but Takea far removed with this op. No hope. Wet Doorknob will eliminate Lamb, and that's a fifth for Krypton Kings.
Yeah, that was a little bit discombobulated, it feels like. Well, what kind of gave up an op for free off of the pressure that Zakir felt towards B main. But a fifth is a fifth, doesn't matter how you get there. I'd say LEC needs at minimum 3. I'd say 4 feels comfortable.
Okay.
It feels a little worse because they technically won the pistol round, you know, and then they got forced on round 2. But let's start with at least one more. One more, you win a pistol, you can get it to like a 9-5 score line. That feels, you know, pretty okay. You know, pen 2, you know, that's
Right.
a little rough even with the pistol round win. You need to change multiple gun rounds to even get to 8, you know.
Right. And I mean, that just goes to show, you know, how difficult CT side is here on Anubis. It's just kind of gambly, if you will. And Gabe Me, are you going to gamble spraying through the smoke?
Oh, he's
that was so close.
I think Wet Doorknob might see himself a chance now through the smoke.
Oh my goodness, what's gonna happen? It's Wet Doorknob. Oh man, Gabe Me gonna see how close they were in the replay, no doubt. JPC holding this angle. Gonna nade the smoke and peek through it. Gets one. That's a great op kill, but immediately traded by Zakir. That's B site secure. And bomb gonna go down after a fake to just ensure that no CTs are close by. Takea and Lamb on the retake. One from B main, one from CT. But both go down, and Krypton Kings secure 6. And looking pretty good, especially in that post plant.
Yeah. I'm kind of shocked LEC hasn't called a timeout yet, because this B-bomb site is getting a lot of abuse from E-box especially. You know, LEC is sitting back in a 2 mid, 1A, 2B default, but when you only put 2 people on the B bomb site, it's really hard to maintain control of both B main and E-box at the same time. And so JPC did really well to blow up in the smoke, get one, and he had support coming in from Temple to get him another, but nobody was looking at E-box the entire time, and so, you know, the gas flood was basically able to come in unimpeded.
And we see the results of that now. They're forced on yet another eco. Of course, they've got Deagles. Oh, Night there. Here's one in that Molotov, but gets 2 on the swing. That's Gabe Me and Donkey Dork down. Takea here in mid. What can you do on this Eagle? Only taking damage and get eliminated after an extended exchange. And now it's on to Lamb and JPC. JPC with a great headshot onto Will What in the canals, though. So that's at least one. A little bit of a moral victory. And now it's all onto JPC. Has a kit though. I mean, it's a crazy world, but you know. Ooh, there you go. Continue it up. Got an AK.
Yeah, well, that's a bit of an aggressive jump into the canals. Crowley Poley will be here to welcome him with open arms. Yeah, at least he's got to adjust the CT setup just a little bit here. I think it helps probably to start 3B on this round. Sure, you took early pressure in mid, especially on pistol round. You've taken it, on a couple of other rounds too, but this B bomb site is too much of a weakness. I think if JPC grabs an op again, I'd love to see him get into E-box, contest that canals peak, especially with the form that he's on right now, with his aim, or if he can get aggressive outside B main. Just look for an opening pick towards B, and you see that first timeout come in, and I think they're gonna swap their focus over because this B bomb site it's just too open. It's too exposed right now.
And you almost wonder then, do Krypton Kings kind of quote unquote read into that, right? And say, well, now they're calling a timeout. We've been working it B. Do we go mid or do we go A? Because mid has still been relatively successful for gas. So
Yeah.
they could try and at least feel it out and just be cautious, or at least more cautious, be off of this timeout. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
And
I'm of the school of thought that if something's working, don't stop doing it. Like, force the other team to really prove something, in order to beat it. And here comes JPC sprinting into E-box with this op, and it's... Okay, there's the smoke. It comes in late, so he'll blow it open, take a peek, not find anything, but Gaby tries to get flashed into B main. That play doesn't work, and now, again, you're on a 2B setup.
And I think that flash came late. Nightbear sees Donkey Dork, but will not net the kill. Scooping up that AK and backing up is the Donkey. Securing at least 4v4 for Antlions off of the aggression B from
Yeah,
Gabe
but this is a
Me.
nice little touch here. Zakir's making so much noise, so he's going to keep 2 players occupied on this B side of the map, and meanwhile, you've got 2 people lurked up heavy on this A main smoke, and TKai is committed into a position now.
You're absolutely right. Heavy
Cavalry's very
shoulders.
far.
Oh yeah, all help Donkey Dork in mid temple, and you can't just run through there. You have to be aware that players could be there. Takeo gets one, but that is all, and at the very least calls in that, hey, this is most likely going to be an A hit. Donkey Dork is ahead of the Molotov. Now, do they expect them? Zakir gets a kill onto Lamb in mid. Donkey Dork here swing. Crowley swings onto Donkey Dork, and JPC gets 2, securing an 8th for the Krypton Kings, and that 10-2 scoreline's looking more and more likely, Starly.
Yeah. I was a little worried for Gaster off of the pick on Tikaya, so he did really well to get 1 and also do a ton of damage to Donkey, and I think, not Donkey, he did well to do it onto Crowley. I wonder if that slowed down the gas take. I was worried that Donkey was going to be able to get in front of the play, but Crowley ends up bailing it out with his aim. But yeah, tried a little bit of early B main aggression. The flash felt like it was good. Just execution not there, and now you're staring down, an A2 scoreline. But Gabe does well to get an opening here.
Ooh, Molotov onto JPC. I couldn't see. Did they buy an op? Did they buy an op? Did JPC have an op? I didn't catch that, but either way, that's another rifle down and a 4v4 again, which definitely disadvantage for the CTs.
Yeah.
But Takeo with a strong position here could catch these players going across, gets good damage onto one and kills another. Will trade, and so now they know at the very least 2 are in mid and crossed over. That's that territory taken, and Gabe Me will be here to at the very least secure temple and make sure that they don't push onto B, because they're the only player here on this B site. Donkey Dork rotated through mid canals, and this will be where the hit comes in. Oh, they creep into CT instead.
But Crowley's last in line. He's got the bomb. If Gabe gets a little adventurous here, this could be disastrous for Gas.
Oh, or if Crowley goes into temple. It's a standoff. They're waiting. Oh my goodness, they clear it. They clear it. Communication from the rest saying, yo, there's no CT, there's no one holding. Check your temple, be careful. And Krypton Kings with some Great pathing. Oh my goodness, looking, well, for sure a 9th, but again, looking like a 10th because the money is just not great. Yeah, you have loss bonus, but it's CT side.
Yeah, I mean, even with loss bonus on $0 on Donkey, $0 on JPC, 400 on TKI, you know, the util next round is going to be pretty pitiful. But I mean, wow, Gas really bailed themselves out of. I don't want to say it was a sticky situation, but a lot of potential to go wrong there, um,
Uh-huh.
based on just the entire outcome of that round. Crowley coming up late with the bomb, but lands a crisp shot onto Gabe to shut down any sort of um, shenanigan potential of dropping the bomb deep in tempo with, not a lot of time left on the clock. LEC feels like they're kind of in the right place at the right time. They can't buy a shot to save their life right now.
Yeah,
This
it's a
is
bit
not an issue like
unfortunate.
earlier on in the half where it's like, oh, here's a bomb site, it's kind of getting abused, like we're not taking enough space or what. They're trying to go for plays, and all of the cards come up bad.
And you wonder, like, going into the T side now, how is that going to affect your T side if you've just been putting yourself in a good spot but missing your shots? Doesn't do much for your confidence, which you definitely need on the T side. And it looks like it's going to be a B hit for the end of half. Crowley with a great kill onto Lamb, just completely unaware. Maybe not sure that that smoke was going down. Gave me all alone on the site for now. Gets one, cannot adjust, or excuse me, Takea is there as well. And now Donkey Dork rotates over. So we'll have to see. Nightbear gets one. That's Donkey Dork down. Takea also. JPC all alone on this last round of the half. That 10-2 looking so likely. Unless JPC, who has been a highlight for this Antlions team so far in this map, can they do? There's one. Molotov onto another. Knows where the third is, but can't get it. And Krypton Kings with a 10-2 first half domination here on Anubis.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel bad for LEC at this point because they have players up front close to the bomb site, right? Like ready to defend it from the incoming hit. And what happens? Nightbear kills the player on lawn right before the smoke blooms, and TKI gets owned through the smoke for absolutely no reason. Just wet doorknob just sprays it. It just catches his head. Not even like a body spray. It was like the first bullet just went straight to his head. But you got to reset here. You're on the advantageous side. If there's a silver lining, you want the CT pistol, and if you want to win this game, it's got to start with another pistol. You got to go 2 for 0, and then you got to make sure you don't get forced back on. Again, Gas is going double dualies with double armor. Nightmare has sacked his economy for it, and I mean with good reason. Zakir's 16 and 4.
Yeah.
Bullets in his arsenal sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And to your point, for Antlions, they need to win the pistol, and then subsequently they need to win the force buy afterwards, because if they lose to that CT save, if you will, it's not good. But JPC now here fighting the dualies in Canal. Will what down? Takea eliminates Nightbear, and they rotate off of that because there was contact out A. That's where they lost Aidney. And Zakir with those bullets in the dualies that you mentioned, doing some work onto JPC, but will not take down any more. And Wet Doorknob and Crawley in a 2v3 scenario. Wet Doorknob pushing in from the CT site will get one with some damage courtesy of Zakir. But Wet Doorknob now out all onto Crowley. 1v2. That's a great shot onto Takea. Donkey Dork in the E-box. What will you do? That's another great shot. And Krypton King secure an 11th off of some wild shots from Crawley on the USP.
Oh. No. What was that first kill in the 1v2? That was illegal.
Oh,
Ew.
goodness.
LEC is putting themselves in really strong positions, right? Like it was a really smart fake. We're gonna stack 2 people inside canals, 1 person on the stairs and 1 person on the single pillar, and bait the rotates off B, punish that rotate, like that overzealousness, right? And then we're gonna run straight through to B. And of course, by the time they try and pull that off, Zakir's there, gets 1, slows the takedown just a little bit, and then Crowley hits. I mean, come on! What are you supposed to do?
That's one of those like quote unquote all-star rounds, you know, a simple round, a Zyru round, if you will, where it's just like, well, that just happened. You just have to brush it off if you're the Antlions, and they're doing their best. JPC with an entry onto wet doorknob, but will swing through the smoke and get 1. But that is all that they will get. Gabe Me and Lamb chiming in this round. Poly nades open the smoke, trying to get some kills here onto these players. Zakir with the MP9 sprays through. They were so close to hitting Donkey Dork, but alas, they do not. And now the retake push comes in as the bomb goes down. Half health. Donkey Dork out. Zakir in the heavens, trying to find where the rest of these players are. Poly swoops up the kit, but they will have to disengage. No, Gabe Me will get 2 on the MAC 10 to secure a 3rd for the Antlions.
It's a start. It's a start, right? It's better than losing that round. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
I obviously LEC's got to chain a couple more here. They'll get 1 here, hopefully, on this low buy. But I do like this. I still like the fast tempo. Yeah, I like that both teams are willing to just go at each other's throats on the A-bomb site, and just everyone just held W that round from LEC, had back 10s, and just you're gonna find space, you're gonna fill it, and just don't stop moving, because if you stop moving, someone's gonna take your head off.
Yeah, or you're just going to burn alive or get hit by Util, right? But now Nightmare with the snapping turtle gets a kill onto JPC and backs out immediately. That's a great play. I forget who flashed, but someone threw a flash from their team, and now Gabe Me taking out Wet Doorknob over in mid. Yeah. And, what? These pistols are doing damage here to the Antlions. Not like this.
No, not like this.
Keep it.
They're gonna try and go for an A split here, but there are still 2 players on this bomb site, and I mean they're both looking at the angles of approach here. And if Zach lands a headshot, this round is in trouble.
Ooh, potential, but down to 3 HP. But Crowley with the snapping turtle, these pistols are actually going to do it. Maybe. Gave Me with 1. That's one of these players. Oh, that's another great Glock shot. And now the Antlions, at the very least, they've secured the site. They've got the weapons, but Nightmare has a weapon of their own. That's an AK secured. Both of these players have armor. Now, I don't believe there is a kit in place, so they'll have to be quick. But Wilwa out here sees 1, misses the deagle shot. Now, do they expect this player close stairs? Not yet. That's Lamb. Oh, now they see it, though. Time ticking down. They need to be a little bit quicker. Nightbot with the kill onto Gabe Me. They know where the last player is. They double swing, and they secure the kill. But do they secure the round? No, they do not. Time is just too far gone, but that was a great retake nonetheless.
Yeah, solid retake, and more importantly, you walk out with 2 AKs to kind of chain your economy going in forward. LEC will obviously take the round, and their money is fine as it stands right now. Gabe Me will grab an op, throw it over to JPC, and I don't think the CTs have the economy to back 1 up of their own. So let's see where JPC ends up going with it. I mean, that B main play was so unlucky from him. He's looking to set up an execute, and Nightmare just pops out from a hole in the ground to just own him with the 5-7. It kind of just feels like that's the way the game's been going for LEC. We keep ragging on them so they can't catch a break. Well, that is a pretty big break that Will just gave over.
There you go. I mean, it's what you need. But even so, I mean, Zakir with the only rifle. Or no, actually, Will had one. Excuse me. So one of these rifles is eliminated. That's right. There were 2 rifles in the round. Now there's only 1. Do they re-secure the rifle before this B hit comes in? No. Takea already out onto site. And it's Crawley here. Had some great impact in the last pistol. Will they do more on this 5-7? Back turn, that's AB, will go down, but Lamb immediately trades. And oh no, that's what? Doorknob with 2 Deagles! Donkey Dork and Lamb down! And now it's a 2v3 for the Antlions on what was just 2 rifles for the Krypton Kings, and they eliminated one early, but now it's all gone wrong, and the bomb is down on site.
If Gas plays this patient, Nightmare's flank is already coming online. By the time they plant this bomb, Nightmare will have a backstab on someone.
The only advantage is that they do have 40 seconds. JPC does not connect. Will they get the Glock? No. And now the Nightmare flank comes in with the 5-7. JPC switches to the AK, gets one, but cannot get the other. Krypton Kings on match point on what were 2 hero rifles and pistols.
And an opening pick, too, into E-Box. And it just... I don't know. It's just bad spacing on that take. Wet Doorknob just swoops down. I think he was in mid originally, dropped down from the bridge, and just found 2 back turns. Nobody was looking at E-Box. They thought it was clear, and Wet Doorknob makes them pay for it. I was just about to talk about like if Gas's over-aggression might cost them rounds, like they were going to start coasting on it, but that aggression has allowed them to get a 12.
And it's also interesting that Gas won earlier 13-4 against Cow on this very map. Antlions not looking to let that be the case here with some fast mid aggression. That's 2 down, but Zakir takes out JPC, putting it in a 4v3, minute 25 left on the clock. So plenty of time left in this round for both teams to kind of figure out what's going on. Looks like they will
just needs to take a breath. It's, like you said, minute 20, now minute 10. You're up a you're up a player 4v3. So just concentrate your forces and figure out what bomb set you're going to hit. It looks like it's going to be A, and it's on Wet Doorknob to stop it.
But you know, Wet Doorknob has been playing well. Currently 12-9, but those 12 kills, quite a few of them have had some heavy impact here in this map so far. And they do have just a flashbang, so no Molotov or anything. Once this hit comes in, it's all going to come down to the aim. And LEC just letting this clock tick down almost maybe too much, you wonder. But the hit finally does come in. 30 seconds left on the clock. Wet Doorknob thinks about utilizing the flashbang, but decides to drive peek instead. Donkey Dork with an op kill onto Nightbear. And Wet Doorknob backs out. Almost looks like they decide to just save, and that is a smart idea considering the economy and considering the scoreline.
Yeah, fair enough to the save. And again, well played to LEC. You know, chips not going your way this game. You know, everything seems to be coming up blank. What do? Old-fashioned mid-rush. And, you know, if you throw 5 bodies at a problem, more often than not, the problem gets solved. So I think it was Takaya and then also Donkey able to find good openings there. And you put a lot of pressure on Gas to look for a play. So it's a good start. I wonder how sustainable the 5-man bum rush is. And that's coming from someone who loves it. But if it gets them rounds, it gets them rounds. And, you know, that's 1 of 8 that they need to make this comeback happen.
You're absolutely right. And 2, if they play it right, you know, and they don't let Krypton Kings save too much. Now, I'm not saying like go chasing it, but if these rounds get combative and Krypton Kings are losing 4 or 5 players around, then their economy isn't great, and then they're forced into ecos, which lets Antlions at least get some quote-unquote easier rounds, hopefully, on the board.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what the decision is.
So, if there's one round to chain it off of, it'd be this one, and that's a great start onto Will Wet. Wow.
Ooh. Very sharp, ready for the swing, and look at that. 3 players here on the Krypton Kings side to defend mid, but that's the only 3 players remaining in this round, as Wilwa and Nightbear already gone. JPC and Lamb secure that, and it's looking somewhat likely for a 6th round here for the Antlions. The utility goes up for the post plant. That bomb's still in E-Box, though. It needs to go down. I mean, there's a minute left, but you don't want to let Krypton Kings start crunching on this site. You don't want to give them too much time. I mean, there's 3 left, but still, they can do something here. JPC See, they're going to start. JPC eliminated courtesy of Wet Doorknob in the canals, and Crowley Pulley gave me. Now it's falling apart. Nope, Donkey Dork gets Wet Doorknob, and Lamb gets Zakir. They know where Crowley Pulley is in a 1v2 scenario. They will attempt this for the game, but no. Antlions secure a 6th.
Yeah. I think I'm legally allowed now to ask, is Gas's, over-aggression in the early round going to end up costing them rounds, right? Like they're kind of getting a little complacent. Like Wilwet takes an aggressive peek, because he doesn't see a house smoke and he gets ambushed by 4 people in mid. I don't know how the E-Box player died, but his corpse was, out in a wide swing. I don't know about that, you know? And if you give LEC openings into it, we've seen good macro movement across the map. Uh-oh. As I say that, Donkey Dork takes a nap.
Yep, we got
We've
tech
seen good
dog.
macro movement across the map, right? Like LEC has played this T side pretty well from like, a rotating standpoint, and you saw that round especially, they were able to bait Gas into a heavy mid, reinforcement because of that E-Box kill. You think in a 4v4, maybe Gas doesn't give up that much space on the B-bomb site. Hard to say, right? But if you give up opening picks, you start to play a little bit more panicked. You start sprinting to contact a lot more. You just need one. So just maintain the discipline.
Yeah, well, and then too, right? If you do that too much, then Antlions suddenly they're on double digits, right? And then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, we were 12-4, and now they're on double digits. And yeah, our economy's kind of okay, but loss bonus isn't great. And,
Well,
you got to be careful.
I know, just take this round for example, right? So if you add up 2400 across all of LEC, only one player will be in the 5k range, and that's Wet Doorknob. So on next round, when you go to 4400, like, you're gonna do like what, an M4 no util? Like an M4 armor, like maybe a smoke? Or are you gonna do like a FAMAS, It's like, okay, well then you start making unpopular decisions and it starts getting iffy, right? Like, do I take another eco? Like, I'm at 12, But it's just like, it's just little stuff like that, right?
Ooh. Well,
Speaking
that's
of little stuff like that,
well, that's some
Wilwet's
great
little gun
kills.
just
And
got two.
this is the bomb here. Lamb
Yeah.
with the bomb in mid. Oh, JPC
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Oh, JPC though. Okay, no. All right, they know where the last one is. Keep it clean, Antlions. Come on.
That's you know, it's like you give these teams just okay.
Okay, all right. We thought the same thing. Like, don't do it. No.
It's like you give these teams an inch, and it's like, how'd you end up there? But it's a seventh. It's a seventh. So
Oh,
I'm
man.
curious now. I mean, let's take a look at what Gaz is able to scrounge up. Right, it's only one Molotov so far. There's 2, 4 smokes. No one's gone for a FAMAS, and everyone's on like regular armor, which is fine. So it's not as dire as I made it out to be. Classic.
Well, still though, again, if you lose this one, money not great. You certainly can't afford that off, and you don't want to get complacent and just give up a easy kill.
Yeah.
And look at that, an early hit onto A. They get pretty far out. Ooh, Wilwet taking damage from the op of JC down to 30 HP. That was so close.
Yeah. But look at Nightmare's activation. I mean, this is crazy.
Wow. Well, their aggression does not punish them this time. And Wilwet just holding firm on the op E-box. Now that's a 5v3 advantage secured for them. Krypton Kings looking to try and end it here with a firm hold on the B site, and Crawley on the A site here with help from Zakir. Crawley gets one. Oh my goodness, but can't secure the next. JPC with an op kill and a Tech 9 kill. Suddenly the A defense falls apart and the bomb goes down. Wilwet and Nightbear now in a 2v2 scenario against JPC and Donkey. That Molotov will force Wilwet away, at least for a couple of seconds, but Nightbear here on this flank. Donkey does expect it. Now, who will win the fight? It'll be Nightbear. All onto JPC for the map to save Antlions in a 1v1 now. Nightbear throws the
Oh.
smoke out, but JPC secures it and secures the op. An 8th for Antlions, and the comeback is now on. They've got 4 in a row. They're looking to continue it, and Krypton Kings not on a great buy.
No.
If they buy, I say save.
Yeah. And wow, LEC will call the timeout. Interesting. I was gonna say JPC should not be peeking that 1v1. I didn't realize it was on a 3K. Yeah, just peek it. Just take the confidence fight at that point if you've gotten your 3. And that was a really good A take. You thought Crowley? I thought Crowley was gonna clean up that entry after the first shot he hit onto the player at Fountain. But he got shut down, and Gas just couldn't hit a shot on the way in, and that cookie crumbled fast on the A-bomb site, and Wilwet was trying to come back in with an op and Nightbear's flank. A little too long, almost, despite finding the player onto Cake, and now the seeds of doubt start to creep in over at the Krypton Kings. Like, do we need to change how we're playing this side? Like, do we need to gamble stack something? Like, how do we stop them?
You're absolutely right. Yeah, and you're like, oh man, well I'm missing my shots now, and
Yeah.
that's
Well, then you start thinking like, hey, maybe I'm over peaking a little bit, like, you start getting the comms and your team is like, oh, let's calm down a little bit, and you play different when that stuff starts happening to you. I mean, Donkey just Donkey, those people had families.
Oh man, and the nade too. Donkey going for the anti-eco ace. They know where Zakir is. Spraying through the smoke. Not gonna get it just yet. JPC saying, no, Donkey, you're not gonna get an ace. I'm getting an op kill. And Zakir, you almost wonder, do you just save the armor? The 650? You're 1v5. I'm trying to at least do some economical damage to the Antlions.
He's looking for a frag movie clip. I respect it. You don't show the HUD on a frag movie.
Well, you got to show off the new case hardened, right?
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
Look at that!
Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Look at that!
That's right. Is that from the battle pass, or is that just
Yeah.
It is.
That's the yeah. You can get it with 25 stars.
Okay. Did you buy the battle pass?
I did. I only got one though.
Okay. So
Yeah.
so explain that to me. While Gas figures out how to fix their CT side, explain the battle pass to me, because apparently you can buy like 5 of them.
Okay, so you can buy up to 5 at one time, and you earn XP simultaneously on all of them. And then the stars that you get from those battle passes, you can use to either get a random item from one of the collections, there's 2 different types of stickers, or 2 different collections of stickers. There's the new gun charms. You can also choose to get one of the new gun charms. There's 2 different collections of gun charms. And then there's also the case, which you have to pay an additional $250 for the key. But
Good lord.
But I mean, you don't have to. You can get skins outside of paying extra for them. You can get them with your stars.
Thank God the map pool's terrible. That's all I'll say. That's all.
Well, right, like literally, like that's the update. Apparently, there was supposed to be more in the update. Rumor has it there was supposed to be more, but it wasn't ready. So they'll do it later, but we'll have to see. But you know what was ready? Those 2 nades onto Donkey Dork, now down to 43 HP. We didn't even talk about this double op setup that's coming out for Antlions. Will this be expected by the Krypton Kings? They know that JPC is an opper.
Yeah. I think with their economy, if they've dropped an extra AK and spawn 2, why not, right? Gas is giving you a lot of opportunities to win that opening duel, and the ops have been great in terms of being, to find people to pick off. You saw JPC posted up the thing there, and someone almost walked into Donkey's crosshair in A main, so the reasoning is sound. Gas has the reinforcements here necessary to stop this B hit telegraphed, if you ask me, and it does look like Antlions feel that way too, as they're starting to pull off a little bit towards mid. 4 players from the Krypton Kings now all stacked up here, and it looks like the call has been made to get out of dodge.
And if they make it fast enough, then they can catch these CTs out of rotation. Only now will Wet Doorknob slowly decide to peek, and same with Nightbear here. Can get a lot of information, knows that there's at least one there, so They're now preparing for the A hit. 25 seconds left on the clock. They need to be very decisive.
That's a nice smoke from Willwood here. Can he get at least one? Yes, finds one onto Gamey. Looking for a second now onto Donkey. Flashed in is Donkey, and JPC cleans up a fight in mid. Crowley reinforces his Will back towards King, and Will looking for a second, can't find it on the fountain. Repeaks again, whiffs as well. And now JPC cleans up Zach, but Crowley stays alive and have it. 2v2, and he jumps out like a... Oh!
That was so close. Nightmare. Oh man, Nightmares. And now they've got double digits. Now Krypton Kings, they've got to be like, oh, I don't know. What an that was down to the wire, but what an absolute great hit from the Antlions.
Yeah. The flashes were key in getting Will off that line off Cake because he was blind so often he couldn't get another peek clean onto Donkey, and so Donkey entered with an op. Unorthodox for sure, but if it works, it works. And now Gas is investing here. I mean, look at the money. If they lose this round, you basically guarantee overtime, surely.
Are we going to see the overtime here? I personally hope so because I'm loving the Counter-Strike that's being played. Nightbear is trying to make sure that doesn't happen with an early kill onto Takea. Now, finally, a 5v4 scenario secured for Krypton. Although they've had a couple of these in the past couple of rounds, and I think they've lost. Well, obviously they've lost them. So,
Yeah.
will they lose it again? Antlions just creeping back out onto the map. This mid is open. Of course, they don't know that, but they have
Yeah.
all of the space.
But you've seen the adaptation Gaz has made on the CT side off of, early on in the half, it was a lot of just wanton aggression, just, see something, swing something. Now look at how far back the battle line has been drawn for Gas. They're ceding control of the entirety of mid, and Willwood is really just a human sentry here to spot any activity in mid. He sees Donkey, and he's going to get out.
You're absolutely right, and that's plenty of information gathered, and now Crowley, who was thinking about the peak, but backs off instead, is waiting for that aggression. That smoke does make it seem like it's going to be a B hit. No, misses, and then gets stuck on the cinder block. Oh no, that is unfortunate, and Will also going down. Nightbear will get a kill onto Gaby elsewhere, but JPC knows where Nightbear. Oh no, that is an unfortunate weapon swap. And Krypton Kings trying to secure the map here, but Wet Doorknob and Lamb in a 1v1 for the map. Lamb with the back turned. Oh no, that is unfortunate for them, but Gas and Krypton Kings, they are celebrating 13-10 here on Anubis. What a great game.
Yeah, LEC really pulled that back from what was a pretty dreadful CT half, to be honest with you. But they showed some great aggression. They had some really good pack rifling on their takes, and they were able to punish Gas's aggression early on. Just too deep a hole to dig out of for the Krypton Kings to really give up. And yeah, I mean, that was just good Counter-Strike.
But, shout out to LEC for keeping in it and winning, what was that, 6 rounds in a row?
Yeah.
In order to start mounting the comeback and really making Gas work for it, work for that 13th. And, I feel like if they go to overtime there, then maybe Gas win 13, like right on the over. It's like that's one of those games, but they close it out 13-10. And
Yeah.
yeah, I
And
think if I was just gonna say, I think if LEC gets like 1 or 2 more CT rounds, then we're still playing that Anubis map.
yeah. I was just gonna say credit to Gas too, right? Like we highlighted it a little bit, but we saw them getting a little bit complacent, a little overconfident, and they cleaned it up towards the back end of the half. Sure, some of the site defenses on those executes wasn't perfect, but LEC did a lot to make them not perfect. The flashes were good coming in. Their spacing was strong as they followed in off of those flashes, so it wasn't exactly an easy site to defend on a lot of those Gas plays. And just strong rifling to secure a 13th despite tripping over a cinder block in Temple.
Yeah, I mean, look, one person blunders, but the rest of the team is there. That's just how it happens. I mean, look, to be fair, Crowley was having a great game all the way up until then, right? So you can give him at least one or two.
For sure, for sure. Uh, I think Crowley deserves a lot of credit. I thought, you know, what's his face? How did I already forget the players' names? I'm pathetic. Zakir, thank you. Jeez, I thought
Here.
Zakir was lights out on T side, cooled off a little bit on CT, but that's why you have a team to pick him up, right? Crowley stepped up on that CT side. I thought Wet Doorknob had a couple of important clutches as well to secure that. So a strong, balanced team effort for this gas team to put both teams now, I believe, at 2-2.
Yeah, and also shout out to Night Bear. I saw later on in that CT side with some good flanks as well, and so a great team effort, and also some highlights too over on the LEC side. Right, we saw some great rounds out of JPC. So that's what you like to see.